Kevin's not here. Welcome in to the podcast, another Gary and Kluver episode. Kevin will be here. Supposedly, I can hop in for a bit tonight, was the quote from Kevin. I'll leave you guys to decipher it. We'll see if he hops in or not. Didn't respond when I asked, hey, do you want to go on Zoom? Should we do it on the Restream like we normally do, the software? Who knows? Gary's here as always, committed.
Happy to be here.
Always here at 6:30. You are?
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. I like even here, like just talking ball, getting after it.
Love ball.
Yeah, just like, hey, you got to get your reps in. Spring practice right now. I'm getting my reps in too as a podcaster. I got to be ready for the fall when it comes around. So,
do you ever feel like you need less reps or you need a break from reps of podcasting because you do the in the kitchen as well?
Yes, sometimes I do feel like, wow, I'm really like I talk too much. Like my voice will be so hoarse sometimes, like we saw a couple weeks ago, because it was like, not only am I like, if it's playoffs or it's any Iowa game ever, there's a lot of yelling going on, and then I got to go yell into a different microphone. So I do understand sometimes it's like, yeah, I just want to go on like a darkness retreat like Aaron Rodgers sometimes, but I also like I enjoy doing this. Like, this is what I like. I'm very lucky that I get to do this, and anyone listens to any of this, and I don't really I try not to take that for granted, really, because I think it's kind of special.
That's probably a good mindset to have, and probably one I should adopt more, because the more that I've done this, 500 and I think this is 516.
Yeah.
And then you throw on top of that, I think we're going on 3 years of DHT.
Yeah.
And that puts me close to 700 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And this also happens to be, doing a lot of stuff with the Patreon, doing the stuff, handling merchandise on a weekly or semi-weekly basis. I've always got something to do with that. Mm-hmm. Advertisements with iHeart, conversations there. I deal with all the business side of things. So it does very much so feel at times like this is work-ish.
It totally makes sense. Yeah.
It still feels really great that that's the work.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to my fitness stuff. I feel, I sit here and I program a workout and I'm like, okay, well, this is what I do for a job. By the way, anybody looking to add some muscle? You looking to add some muscle this summer, Grant? Look a little bigger?
Yeah.
Add some strength?
I'd love to add some muscle.
Well, I'm actually going to be doing a 12-week program.
Are you now?
I've always done challenges in the past, weight loss challenges. Everyone wants to lose weight, right? That's like most people's goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, 4 years into this process now of being a fitness coach, I have not done to the masses like, hey, I'm going to run a 12-week strength program where, and for anyone out there who's interested, it's going to start in 2.5 weeks, May 13th.
Yeah.
It's going to run for 12 weeks. You're going to get 3 months of expert programming by yours truly. You're also going to get 3 months worth of a phased out diet plan that it's not a one-on-one customized to you, but it will go hand in hand with the exercise, and it will be based on protein, based on muscle building. It'll be pro muscle. And then as you build that muscle, you'll also be able to build that metabolism up a little bit. You'll likely lose fat, build muscle if you're not a super trained individual. So anybody that's interested in that, just let me know. But I feel fortunate that that's my job. I feel fortunate that hopping on the microphone with you and Kevin and occasionally Drake is my job.
Yeah.
I realized that you do, when do you guys record in the kitchen?
Usually like 3 hours after this, like pretty late.
On Wednesdays?
Same exact days as walk-ons.
Oh, Sundays and Wednesdays. So you're double loaded. And
you
guys do 2 a week.
2 a week. Yeah. For like over a year now somehow. But yeah, we do it. And I feel the same way. It's like, like it doesn't get nearly as many listeners as this, right? But it's, sometimes like I remember over the summer, like we were like, oh, like shoot, we can't really record, right? And we didn't do it. And then I got like a DM on Twitter from someone I didn't even know. They're like, hey, where's the episode? I was like, oh shit, I forget that like people listen to this. It's not just me on a Zoom with my friends. And it's like, I don't know. Now I'm like, it'll be like, oh shoot, like I'm tired. We just got back, and it's like, well, even if just one person is like expecting it tomorrow, like I feel obligated. Like, oh shoot, I have a job to do.
It's funny because I also do a weekly podcast for my fitness, the fitness side of Tyler Kluver.
Right.
It is probably right in line with how many listens like In the Kitchen gets. Most people don't even know about it because I don't really promote it on socials a whole lot. I've done 160 episodes weekly for basically the last 3 years. And I always think like, okay, there's 71 people listening to this. Why do I continue to talk into a microphone about fitness by myself for 30 minutes every Wednesday?
Yeah.
And then every couple months, I'll get someone who buys a program from me, or signs up as one of my one-on-one coaching clients. And I'm like, boom, there you go.
Well, if it's in the 70s, right, then you're just no different than a high school like history teacher who has 70 students that he or she has to teach 4 days a week. Except you're just talking about bench press or something the whole time.
Exactly. It's all about bench press. That's all we talk about.
Instead of like Andrew Jackson or something.
Yeah. The Revolutionary War. No, but one person, if I reach one person who then is like, dang, because I listen to this podcast, I actually am going to reach out and sign up for one-on-one coaching. Like the ROI suddenly becomes huge because I just got a client. So it is one of those things where you start to grind it out. And I, from the same perspective, that's why I respect you guys within the kitchen. It's like, you guys don't have any big brand deals that you're rocking on in the kitchen. No huge sponsors over there.
Yeah. Well, it was weird. Someone texted me. They're like, hey, like it was about in the kitchen. They're like, hey, you kind of like inspired me. Like, I want to kind of get into this now. And they're like, how'd you get ads? I was like, ads? We don't have ads. I was like, they're running ads on me right now. And I didn't even know. Where's the money coming in?
Where do you guys use? What do you guys use to host it?
We have it's called like Spotify for podcasts now.
Yeah. That's where I host my other one. Who knows? I think you might be able to sell some advertisement over there. I mean, advertisement is just scalable, so you could scale it down, and only if you're making $10 an episode, you could still pump some brands or some companies.
Yeah. We'll see.
Anyway, 8 minutes of being grateful about podcasting. I need, we have a few topics on the docket tonight. Kevin may jump in. We'll be able to talk about it with him. But first off, Grant, let me know that I need updated on the on Jokic in the NBA. Tell me, we're in the playoffs, right?
We are in the playoffs, and this is what's great. I understand you have a baby.
I do.
Right? Can you confirm? Yeah. Yes. Yes or no? You have a baby.
At least 15 minutes ago, my child was still alive. Okay. So yes.
Yeah, I understand you got a baby. You got to get up early. You run a business. Totally makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And then there's games like a Monday night's Lakers versus Nuggets, where I'm sitting back and I'm watching, and I'm like, there's generally people who I feel bad for that didn't watch this game, that missed this. Like, I feel bad for people out there that, and it's like, it's not even you necessarily, but some people are like, I just don't like
you can
sports.
Say me.
And it's like, what? How do you? It's the same as like, I remember seeing the Iowa basketball's comeback like against Michigan State, like 13 points in 20 seconds. I'm like, there's people who sit there like, yeah, I just don't like it. And it's like, I don't understand how you watch this product and you just become so thoroughly uninterested.
I'm definitely not that. I'm a sports fan enough where if there's a great comeback or a great, I'm not an every night guy. I've probably watched a quarter of NBA basketball all season.
That's pretty. I thought you meant a quarter of games. I was like, that's actually
no. Like a single quarter.
You got League Pass now?
No. I've considered getting the that WNBA League Pass though for like $39
for the season,
for the entire season.
Well, I mean, if you're a little secret, if you're just gonna watch the Fever, I think like 36 of the 40 games.
Yeah, they're all on national TV. So. My kid's still alive, by the way. I can hear Ken Diesel up there. She's really found her voice to a new level. Every few months, they find it to another level. She's found it. The Fever's games are all going to be televised because of Caitlin.
Right.
every team on their schedule is moving their games to bigger arenas so that they can sell out an extra 2x tickets when Caitlin comes to town.
You have to. Yeah.
I saw highlights the last couple of days of Caitlin getting work in the Fever jersey. It's weird. She's moved on. She feels like
strange.
a Hawk still.
Well, also I forget they play with a the WNBA ball, or at least the practice balls. It's a colorful ball. It takes some getting used to. My eyes aren't ready for it.
Is that? I need to search that actually, because I feel like that might take some getting used to.
It will take some getting used to. This is like when they switched the tennis ball from white to yellow.
Excuse me? The tennis ball was white at some point?
Yeah, it was for a long time, but they switched it to yellow because you couldn't see it on TV.
That makes sense.
To make it a better
from what I can tell, they use basically the striped ball. I've got it up here on Wilson.com.
Right.
Let me see if I can share my screen. It looks like those balls. Oh no, I think it does have texture on it. You know what I'm talking about? Those autograph balls,
right?
Where
that's like a canvas more than a like that's meant for playing basketball. It's not meant for autographs.
So from what I can tell, that it's actually got the texture on it.
Yes, that is meant for ball.
Okay.
That is meant for shooting threes, not sitting in your dad's office.
It kind of looks like it should sit in an office, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't like. I'm gonna be honest. Like the color of ball choice was not is not going to change if I'm watching a WNBA game or not. If I'm just being totally honest, but
it's interesting.
I think it's fine. I mean, neutral on the topic, but it will take some getting used to.
Caitlin was draining threes. She was running a little pick, two-man game with Aaliyah Boston on one of the highlights.
Yeah.
I would love to know the amount of increase, like the social media department for the Indiana Fever, which I can only imagine is no more than 2 people.
Yeah, it's probably like 2, I'm guessing, like Indiana graduates with either like communications or marketing degrees who just got there and they're like, oh boy.
Essentially it's you from Indiana who was like, I'd like an internship. And they're like, hey, will you run our social media? And then all of a sudden they get the number 1 pick and it's Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And the amount of content and tweets and just stuff that they've put out in the last 4 to 6 months has probably 10x'd from what their social presence was even just this time last year.
Yeah. That's gotta be a weird feeling. It's got, or especially let's say it's someone who was running it last year and they're just like, oh, I can kind of, maybe I can tweet out something if I got a spelling error, no one will notice.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh shoot, there's going to be like we've 100x'd our followers, and we are going to be the center of the basketball world for a little bit during the summer. So
I mean, it's got to be. I would love to see what the numbers are going to be. I'd love to see their social numbers. I'd love to see what the Fever brought in revenue-wise last year or the last 5 years average compared to the next 365 days.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of those will come out.
Yeah.
But it's got to be absurd.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to this too, was Caitlin Clark, like number 1 pick because she's a great player as well, right?
For sure.
And like Aaliyah Boston, number 1 pick, great player. Caleb Williams is going to be the number 1 pick on Thursday because he's a great player. But at some point, too, it's a financial decision of when you take Caitlin Clark, it will change your business forever. One of the owners anonymously said that I believe it was quoted with he was like, I would trade the entire team for Caitlin Clark.
I just saw that.
Just because, like, and I think I don't think he's even saying like she's that good, which she is
not. I don't think
it's a financial decision.
Correct.
Like, she's going to bring in so much money, like it doesn't even matter.
So I think so. Yes. So pictures are coming out from the Aces as well, where Kate Martin was drafted. Shout out to Kate Martin, by the way. Such a sick moment. She's there just to support Caitlin with Gabby and Jada.
Do you really think she had no clue that she was getting drafted?
I don't think she knew she was getting drafted that early.
I think you got agents, like they're talking with GMs. Like I don't know if that's.
I don't think anyone expected her to go 18th.
Okay, 18 is early, but like when they were like, "Oh, she had no clue," I feel like she had like.
She definitely knew.
There's a decent chance I'm getting picked up in the second round here.
She definitely knew that it was coming.
Yeah,
I think there's 3 rounds of the WNBA draft. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I couldn't tell you.
I believe there's 3 rounds.
Okay.
And she was projected to go like late second, I think.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know.
Late second, early third.
Mm-hmm.
But like fifth pick of the second round.
Yeah.
That was huge. Anyway, there's pictures of her because she's now reunited with Megan Gustafson out in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, and I'm just a new little WNBA fan. I'm just learning, being a part of the new wave of fandom for the women's professional league.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that the Aces not only have the best team. I believe they won it last year and maybe the year before that. They might be repeat champions.
We're talking dynasty right now. The Vegas Aces.
Yeah. I think they have the most money as well as an organization.
That does not surprise me at all.
Well, they're in Las Vegas, right? So
I want to say they got celebrity owners as well. I could be wrong.
It sounds right. Their practice facility is a Aces practice facility. It's decked out, their colors. It's huge. Yeah. Then you look at the clips coming out of the Fever, and it sort of looks like Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark are practicing basketball in like a middle school gym in Iowa.
Hey, you know what? The Fever are not worried about these flashy gyms. They're worried about building character and playing basketball. All right.
It looks like my middle school gym though that they're doing, which is fine. All you need is a basketball court and 2 hoops.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I mean they don't need Mark Davis to build a PF Chang's in their practice facility like he probably has for the Aces.
But it would be cool.
Yeah, which I just learned him and Tom Brady are the owners of the Aces. In case you're
Tom Brady owns the Aces?
A minority owner. Mark Davis owns the majority. So
who was the owner of the Raiders as well, right?
Yes. So he's just got it all decked out. But
it must be nice to wake up and be him every day.
Yeah, it's probably pretty sweet. But, I like the Megan and Cade photo. It's pretty cool. It's like it kind of reminds me. It's like Tobey Maguire, Tobey Maguire. Is it Tobey Maguire? I think Tobey Maguire Spider-Man meeting like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Like, old helping the new. They're all helping each other out.
Well, and I think Kate's true freshman year was Megan's senior year.
Is that true?
So they were actually on the team in 2019.
That sounds good to me.
Search 2019 Iowa women's roster.
Okay.
And let's confirm that. But yeah, so where I was going with that was, I don't even know where I was going with that.
It's great.
Why was I talking about facility and money and all this?
Because the Aces have a significantly better facility than the Fever do.
Yeah, I don't know why I cared about it.
I'm not seeing. I'm going to be honest. I'm not seeing.
I know. You're not seeing that?
I'm not seeing Gustafson on this roster.
Can you go? What is Kate Martin a freshman in that roster?
Let's find out. Hold on.
15.
Yes.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Ooh. Okay, check the 18 roster. I might be wrong. The reason I was talking about facility and how much money.
Megan Gustafson on the 18 roster.
Okay. Was Kate Martin on that roster?
Probably yes.
Not. Okay. So there you go. They were there together in 18. Martin's been in Iowa City for damn near a decade. The reason I was talking about facilities and money was because of that point. What the owner said was I would trade every player I have for Caitlin Clark because the WNBA is still a blossoming league.
Yeah.
Like they have not had their moment yet. They're hoping that Caitlin Clark is sort of ushering them to their moment.
Yeah.
And you have and granted, some of those grades come out on like the NFL programs each year, the organizations, and it's like that, they grade the facilities and like their meals and all that stuff, and you still see teams that have like just dog. Like we talked to Trent, tight end you last season, summer, and he's like the Bengals facilities are just the whole operation is just bad.
Yeah.
And then you have like SoFi Stadium and the best of the best, but I think the discrepancy in the WNBA is probably drastic, right?
It's got to be. It's probably even bigger if I'm guessing.
And so as an owner, your only goal is to like, hey, we got to find a way to the top financially here. You get Caitlin, automatic.
It's definitely going to help.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we might as well throw this in there.
Okay.
Did you see the deals that Caitlin was offered for shoes?
From other companies.
Other companies before she took the Nike deal?
I only saw the Nike 28 million deal, which is pretty nice.
So I think 8 years for 28 million.
Mhm.
Decent.
Yeah, I'd say she's probably fairly content with that money at 22 years
I
old.
think Under Armour offered 3 years for 6 million or something like that, or 4 years for 8 million. Puma was out after they found out that the bidding would start at 3 million minimum a year, I think.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
said
it's okay. I understand.
it's Puma, you know?
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? There was another one. Then I saw, you
But
know how we
Converse,
yeah, you know how we saw that Ice Cube offered her 5 million for the big 3 or whatever?
yeah,
I saw that was then upped to 15 million.
perspective.
5 million, it would have been 10 million in salary for the next 2 years,
Mhm.
and then $5 million extra in like stock of the or like the operation in the company.
Mhm.
Like he was offering her like ownership
Yeah.
in the whole thing.
Mhm. Which if I'm Cube, you might as well shove all the chips in the middle. If you're going to try and get Caitlin Clark, you might as well unload the clip.
I'll be honest, I don't know how you don't take that deal if you don't have the Nike deal to fall back on.
Yeah, I guess I'm assuming a lot of the deals she's anticipating or was in negotiations with, she signs with the big 3 instead of the WNBA, and it's like I don't know if those happen.
Right.
And I think she honestly, genuinely feels like a weight on her shoulders of like, my career in the WNBA will have like massive ripple effects potentially in women's basketball
outside of her own financial gain.
Yeah, and like no one, like if she signed with the big 3, like no one would ever take the WNBA seriously.
No.
Like it's just the truth. I mean,
I know.
That's like if Jokic
what amount of money
right
would have
now
pulled her
decided
over
to go play for the Globetrotters instead of the Nuggets next season.
He should.
I don't think so. I disagree, but
there's the adage that every man has their price, every woman has their price.
Mm-hmm.
At what point does Caitlin go, guys, I can't turn down $50 million?
I mean, 50 is a lot of money.
50 so much. And again, I don't know if somebody would have ever been able to put that up. It probably would not have been a smart financial play on their end to give her 50 million. I don't think they're getting that return. Mm-hmm. But 15, I mean, if she doesn't have 28 million on the table with Nike, but the reason she's so big and that they would offer her 15 is because she is the kind of person that has those other deals. Plus she has Hy-Vee, plus she has State Farm, plus she has Bose and H&R Block and every other big deal. Like
State Farm.
It's so much money, man.
Yeah. And I've said it before too. Like Nike is treating Caitlin as like Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, LeBron James. Like up there with massive like sport changing people who it's like, we're just going to go all in on getting this person.
Yeah.
Cause like you would say, I mean, there's not a ton of people with lifetime contracts. I just named 4 of them that do, but actually I'm going to assume Serena does, but
I would imagine
all these people are lifetime contracts, like, cause they change the sport and it's like, they get to claim them as they get to do that. So
what you said just a minute ago, that Caitlin feels the weight of changing the entire landscape of the sport.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And I can't imagine the pressure of that.
It's probably a lot.
Like imagine this, like she's great at basketball. She's going to be good in the WNBA.
Yeah.
But dude, the expectation, like what people expect from her, not only that, but I think someone went back and was like, when the Taurasi came out, was like, yeah, she's going to have a rude awakening. Like she's going to have to adjust for a couple years. And then someone was like, well, but the number 1 pick has averaged like 16 a game in their rookie year for like the last 10 years. Like, I'm pretty sure she's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that she matches that or is better than that. I think she is going to do great. Is she going to be the best player in the WNBA right away? Probably not. Does she have the potential to ascend to that quickly? I think yes.
Okay.
Yet to be seen. But is that even enough? Like the expectation of her feels like she has to literally carry the entire league. Like,
yeah, and like I don't even know if it'll be a statistical thing. It definitely helps. Like that's like Caitlin's play is why we have 18 million views
Sure.
in the national championship or UConn or whichever one it was, right? But I think just based off the college career alone, this year with storylines like year one,
Yeah,
I think you just show up and job done.
I agree.
With half of the stuff. I mean, like, okay, if she's
Are the police
averaging 2
get
points a
you,
game,
did you kill somebody?
Sometimes it goes down over here. I was hoping you couldn't hear that, but sometimes
I think
goes down.
No, dude. I think it adds to the podcast. If the police broke into your house, mid podcast, that'd be great content.
Well, did you on Drake and Gary Friday maintenance? Just like walked into my room.
Oh, really?
Chill the other day. Yeah, just guy walked in to come put in an AC that is already here.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it's
Love
a special guest.
It's crazy because I think there's something, like you said, people like Caitlin because she's good at basketball, but there's something else that sells her.
I think she's already built up enough of the storyline anticipation.
I don't know.
I think if she's averaging 3 points a game when they get to the Diana Taurasi one, it's going to be sellout anyway. I'm sorry for this.
There's the building next to Grant is burning down. From what I could tell from what he said, that was a fire truck. It sounds like the morning here at my house when I've got what's it called? Fire buds or whatever the rescue show is, the kids show that I put on for Kinley. Yeah. I don't know what it because the argument about people who kind of don't like Caitlin is like people have been, there's been good basketball players before. There have been generational talents in women's basketball before. But like you always come back to this, but there's something about Caitlin and I don't know how to describe it or put my finger on it. Something about her.
It's just that it's a girl from West Des Moines, Iowa, who plays at Iowa, who's has crazy stats.
The story,
like it's not at UConn for the 18th year in a row, and it's no different than like I was saying, Serena Williams. We've had good tennis players before, but we hadn't had two sisters who were both ridiculous, and they're both from Compton. Yeah, and they're both dominating tennis now.
Yeah, I do, and then I think the fact that she, like, just plain and simple, very, very obvious to the eye, like she just does shoot farther out significantly than anybody else. Yeah. And that is drawing. Like you want to, like when you get on a video game and you're just messing around, you take half quarters. When you go out and you're at the rec and you're not trying to be serious, you're like, I'm pulling from 40 just because it's cool when one of these goes down.
Oh yeah.
And so the pull of Caitlin, aside from everything else she's great at and the attitude and the story, is like, but yeah, a lot of what she does is just naturally exciting. Like if you can see someone pull every couple minutes from 35 feet, it's fun to watch. So I don't know. It'll be fun. Speaking of women's basketball, actually, can you give me an NBA playoff update quick? Because we're in the playoffs. What happened? Who won the game last night?
Last night was Mavericks were even series with the Clippers.
Okay.
So series doesn't start till the road team wins a game. So the series has begun there. Luka Doncic, unbelievable. It depends on who the Mavs, which ones show up. But Nuggets, Lakers. Nuggets are up 2-0 on the Lakers. But then the Lakers are 2-0 in moral victories. So there is that. I've been informed of that. But Nuggets are playing well. I'm assuming it feels like the finals are going to be Nuggets Celtics, but we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Okay.
That's NBA playoffs.
Literally could not have named even half the teams in the NBA playoffs. Can't tell you how many people make the playoffs, and I could not tell you who the front runners are. I could tell you that Jokic is one of the best players in the league, like top 2 or 3. Okay.
Easily.
Finally, with basketball updates, Lucy Olsen is officially a Hawkeye. She will join in the summer. I'll share the screen here for those on the YouTube. By the way, if you're on the YouTube, thanks for being here. Not all of you who watch are subscribed. Please subscribe to the show. Hit the bell for notifications when our videos go live. Thumbs up the video. Leave a comment down below with how many points you think Lucy Olsen is going to average for the Hawks next year. It says right here, Lucy Olsen has officially signed to play basketball at the University of Iowa. Olsen competed the previous 3 seasons at Villanova University. She was rated the 4th best player in the transfer portal by ESPN.com. And
There's Kevin Ward.
I think we have Turn Signal Kev, who just joined the show. Hey, Kev.
Hey, guys, you got me?
Yeah, I hear you. Are you okay?
I'm alive.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Will you be alive in 9 days?
I hope so. Yeah.
Don't put that evil on him. What?
Well, we'll be in Vegas. It's just debatable. Anyway, Olsen is the native of Collegeville, Pennsylvania. She was third in the country, scored 23 a game last year, behind Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins. I just threw Kevin out for a second because of his background noise, and she's going to join. And Lystico said on Twitter that with the official joining of Olsen, that in his opinion, or at least he insinuated this, that the Hawks have a pretty good chance of hosting for the NCAA tournament once again next year, which means that they would get one of those top 4 seeds. And I think, and that's sort of what we talked about with David Eichholt a couple episodes ago, if the Hawks can maintain national relevance, which I would say is hosting in the NCAA tournament, if you can be a top 4 seed in one of the regions, that's what they need to do next year. If you can get to the Sweet 16, maybe win a ball game, and get to another Elite 8 that you maybe shouldn't be favored to get to, that would be pretty elite. And then you have a couple recruiting classes at that point that have been built with the Caitlin Clark hype and the just team hype in general that should be able to pick up the slack and kind of reestablish a higher floor for the Hawks. This is good news. I think she's going to join. Yeah, right here. Bluter said, we are looking forward to her coming into the program this summer. Tremendous student athlete with an excellent resume, skill set, and personality was exactly what we were trying to get out of the transfer portal. It's an exciting time to be an Iowa Hawkeye. So we love to hear it. And supposedly Kirk Ferentz helped land her when she came for her visit.
Did he know?
Did you see that?
I did not know.
Kev, did you see that at all on Twitter?
I heard something about it, yeah.
So I guess Bluter wasn't here or wasn't quite back yet from something. And so they're like, hey, KF, can you host Lucy quick? Where I don't know, at the football facility. He went over to Carver and was like, oh shit, okay. I don't know a lot about basketball, right? But we got a great program here. Bluter, one of the best. All right. Shit.
It's like, Lucy, I don't know how interested you are in offensive line drills, but let me show you what we're working on here today at the practice facility.
I don't know how much you know about Iowa, but I could tell you about the 81 team. Okay. They were humming. Similar to this last year's basketball team, the women's basketball team, Caitlin Clark. All right. Back then we had a couple guys who could play some football. Okay.
Well, I hope they gave them adequate time to prep as well, because I feel like all the KF recruiting stories I hear is he knows every single name of every person you met.
Guaranteed he knew. He probably when he introduced himself, he probably knew her name, her parents' names, and the high school that she went to. I'm almost guaranteed.
He's got like a note card in front of him.
Well, she's from Pennsylvania, I guess, and so is he.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So he probably had that connection. That helps.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say, while on her visit, though, I want to launch a NCAA investigation for other schools trying to tamper with her visit by scheduling a tornado on the
that wasn't fair. That wasn't quite fair.
I just want to throw it out there. Got my eye on you. Iowa State, Oregon, other schools.
Yeah. Oh gosh, and then I just lost it. So here's the drama, not the drama, but the fun question of the day. And this, I wanted to ask you guys, or really confirm what I think on this. Let's see if we can get some audio here. Play this guy.
I wouldn't say it's really weird, but a lot of teams have asked me if I could beat Caitlin Clark one-on-one. Just being from Iowa. I said I think I can. Bruh. She probably score a few buckets on me, but I think I could pull it off.
Wow.
I wouldn't.
So that's Yahoo Sports. I don't know where he's at. Iowa cornerback Cooper DeJean thinks he can beat Caitlin Clark one-on-one. Of course he can beat Caitlin Clark one-on-one. Are we serious with this question? Am I alone in thinking this? Please give me your opinions. Tell me I'm dumb.
I know he played basketball in high school. When was the last time he picked up a basketball, though?
He probably once or twice a year picks it up. He's one of the best athletes on the planet, Grant.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just at some point though, like when it comes to a like this, you can be a great athlete, but like when you're not shooting all the time, it might be. I don't know.
Oh no, you think Caitlin's going to be able to guard 205-pound Cooper DeJean?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. That could be an issue.
Cooper's faster, stronger. I think they're the same height, and he can jump over her.
Yeah.
This game is 11-2 if Caitlin is lucky. Kevin, am I off my rocker here? What are your thoughts on this?
It might be a little bit closer than that, but I do think, I don't know. I would be curious to see if Cooper still has the technical skills, kind of like Grant was talking about, but athleticism, he's going to play the best defense that she has ever seen in her entire life.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's really any sort of a hot take to say that. So,
no.
Yeah. You're probably right, Kluver. But
yeah.
Caitlin's a great player. She can probably get some shots in. But the thing about it is, can Cooper score? Does he have the ball skills, the dribbling skills to score? So that's the only question I got.
Man, I just see this. Like, I get that Caitlin's great and what she does to. First of all, there were some great defense played on Caitlin, and I understand that she has there's 5 defenders, so it's not like she can just go back door and be open and all this stuff. In a 1v1 game, I don't even know if a 1v1 game favors her. Like, there's no help. Cooper's going to have to try, of course, because Caitlin's great. But if Cooper wanted to, I don't know if Caitlin's getting a shot off.
He's playing lockdown D.
When you play your old
cornerback is one of those positions that would translate really well to playing basketball defense.
Absolutely. And not only that, but Cooper was great at basketball in high school. He averaged like 20 a game, granted against a bunch of kids who had to pull from OBGYN district, but like
I've seen the videos of him throwing down. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, he absolutely elevates and hammers it, dude. Like, I don't know. This is nothing against Caitlin. I just think a lot of people know Cooper, great football player, and a lot of people across the country now know Caitlin, best college scorer in women's basketball history. And they think, oh, he's got no chance. But they don't understand that Cooper's also pretty damn good at basketball. Probably had opportunities to play basketball in college if he wanted to pursue that back then. And when it's one-on-one and there's no one to screen Cooper to get Caitlin open, this is bad. This is bad news for Caitlin.
Yeah. It's a stupid hypothetical anyway, but was he getting some backlash off of this one?
Oh, yeah. You read the comments. He's the first comment is someone who's at least smart. It says he's a world-class athlete who had more points than Harrison Barnes in high school and averaged 26, 8, and 7. It's an outlandish thought. Then we have a couple people. This person's like, he probably could, to be honest. Clark might be able to get some buckets from her elite shooting, but she couldn't keep him out of the paint. This guy says, who is he? Seems he wants to ride the Caitlin attention train. Sorry, bro. True or not, sit this one out.
Well, it sounds like, based off the video, that it was like during his interviews for the draft, like something GMs like or something, where I asked him, like, oh, do you think it could be Caitlin Clark? Like, he's not going to say no then. It's like, you can't take the guy who thinks he's going to lose one-on-one.
It's like, hey, we're looking at potentially drafting you 19th in the first round. Would you get beat by a girl in basketball?
Yeah, like you can't. It's like it's one of those weird questions, or it's like, like, oh shoot, we can't draft this guy because he wants the chicken instead of the steak
Well, if you, Reggie Bush gets his Heisman back. How about that? That's some news.
I like it.
Reinstate. This is from the Heisman Trophy account. We're reinstating 2005 Heisman Trophy to the University of Southern California's Reggie Bush Bush gained more than 2,000 yards from scrimmage and scored 18 touchdowns. He received 784 first-place votes, the 5th most in Heisman Trophy history, while leading USC to a national title berth. Welcome back to the Heisman family, Reggie.
Dude, he would have made so much money in NIL back in the day.
The most, right? Had to be the most. Like, back then, I don't know if there was Tebow would have made a lot.
I was going to say Tebow.
Tebow would have made a ton. I'm trying to think who else would have even been in the conversation.
Well, Cam Newton was a couple years later.
Manziel was making money. He was just as buddy was doing
Johnny
work
Manziel would probably be in the top 5 as well. The top 3 have got to be those, right? I mean,
Tebow, Bush, and
maybe.
You said Cam Newton?
Maybe. I don't think he challenges either of those 3, though.
I don't either. Plus, he only had 1 year at Auburn where he was like, he had that 1 year, right? Or was it more than that?
Yeah. I think it was just the 1 year.
Tebow, I mean, didn't they win back-to-back? Like 07, 08 or something like that? 08, 09?
Ooh, I think there might be 1 year.
One?
There might be 1 year in between.
Okay. I mean, he was, that's back when guys still had, this transfer portal wasn't a thing. Guys established a brand within a city, within a culture of a university, and they were able to hold that for 2-3 years.
1 year in between. They went 2006, 2008.
Okay.
Back-to-back basketball championships, though.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. They had Joakim Noah.
Dog.
That was the glory years. That was like right in me and Kevin's middle school years. Those were good years, man. Oh,
watched a lot of sports back then.
So much sports. Dude, Vince Young in Texas. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, yeah, Vince Young would be up there, too.
Vince would be up there. So I thought that was cool. Reggie gets his Heisman back. Manziel was like the headline guy fighting for this for like the last year. He's been on Twitter kind of bitching about it. So finally, he had a little power.
Internet definitely helped him too.
What?
I feel like the internet deserves like 10%.
The internet and just the fact that NIL is what it is now.
Yeah.
Because they said part of the reasoning was that it's drastically changed. Football has drastically changed. Next on the docket, we have the news that Ed Podolak will step down as the in-game color commentator aside Gary Dolphin. Gary on Twitter says, some news to share. Ed Podolak is transitioning out of the Hawkeye football radio booth as color commentator. He will provide his insight on our pregame show starting this fall. I have said it often across 27 years that Ed Podolak is the best I've ever worked with in the broadcast booth. One of the game's great competitors. Ed's ability to explain plays was unparalleled. Football mentalities of all ages understood and enjoyed the humor each Saturday. Which this is obviously big because the personality, the mainstream sort of figures in Iowa football, he is certainly one of them. And this sparked a who's going to be next debate. And I offered up Kevin Ward as a potential replacement there. I think Kevin would be great.
Grant, I think you should do it.
I will listen to any offers to do commentary with Iowa sports.
A couple people tagged me as well. A couple of the Walk-On Army, the ones who really love the brand. I appreciate you guys so much. I am absolutely not. We've talked about how I don't love ball and I don't know ball. And I've said I'm on record. You don't want someone with that pedigree as your color comm guy, right? If we got a special teams play, I can dissect that for you pretty good. But I am not going to be able to tell you the X's and O's of why this guy went here and what would have happened if this guy went here and why this guy made this read. I can't tell you any of that. I'm dumber than rocks when it comes to offensive, defensive X's and O's. Couple of the people thrown around here. Cav, you got something to say there? You popped in.
I was going to say, it's got to be exponentially harder, too, when you're on radio, right? You don't get the the luxury of, writing all your circles and your dashes when on the TV screen. You can't draw all your dicks for the people to understand what you're talking about. So it's got to be a lot harder.
I love a good weatherman or sportscaster unintentional penis draw. Those are always good. Yeah, it's 100% a very tough skill to create and manage and sort of be great at. And I think Podolak was great at it. I think you need a player to be the replacement. And I think a lot of people echo that on Twitter. Several people, I even put this one out there, Brady Ross. I think, dude, Brady Ross and Gary Dolphin. I understand that Brady's young and doesn't have, actually, he does have experience. I know he's done color comm for the, where is he from? I've already forgotten. I have no idea. He's done color commentary for his hometown football team, high school. I've heard Dallas mentioned. I've heard Greenway mentioned. I've heard Danon Hughes. What's his name? Anthony Herron. I think those two guys.
I don't think any of those people would have any interest in doing it, though. Is the thing.
Yeah, because I don't think that's a better paying gig than what they're going to be doing already. Like, I think Anthony Herron's with Big Ten, right?
Yeah.
And
was he? He might have moved to ESPN. Yeah, maybe he's still with Big Ten.
Let me check on that.
Brady Ross from Humboldt, Iowa, by the way.
Humboldt. God, I couldn't think of the Humboldt.
Brady Ross has a great radio voice, though. He would.
It's so perfect.
Pleasant to listen to.
Great.
I think he would be perfect for it. So Anthony Herron went to Iowa, and then I can't tell where he's at now. He's doing something in the space. I think he's done this before. He has a broadcast career. He is with Big Ten Network, NBC Sports, Fox Kickoff, XS. He's got a whole bunch of people that he's associated with. I think he'd be great at it. Danon Hughes, I don't know who he is with. I should know better. Oh, Cooper just 35 minutes ago posted a partner post with Buffalo Wild Wings, and it looks like he's got about 100 wings and cheese curds sitting on the table in the room he's at. Gosh, dang it. That looks good. I'm just going to read it right now. I don't know where I'm going, but the Buffalo Wild Wings Go hooked up my go-to delivery order for the draft. Get 6 free wings with promo code GOWINGS. $10 minimum spend for takeout or delivery. Ends 4:30. Dude, I'm getting Buffalo Wild Wings.
Did you just do an ad read for Buffalo Wild Wings?
I sure did, because Cooper did it. I'm relaying that. He's an influencer, dude. He influenced me to influence his podcast. Everybody eat B-dubs to support Coop and support Buffalo Wild Wings this weekend. I actually am a huge fan of Buffalo Wild Wings too. Like, I'm a large supporter. But yeah, I think I don't know. Who do you think should replace him? People have said Chris Hassel. People have said, I've heard Tim Dwight, Chuck Long, me and Kevin. I again, you don't want me to do it. I don't want to do it. If they came to me and offered me the job, I would tell them, please get someone else to do this. You do not want to dilute the product with someone as shitty as me. Play-by-play, another story there. Like in 5 or 10 years, if they need a play-by-play guy, I might be like, I could try it, but color comm,
play-by-play is also such an art.
It's such an art. And there's so many people in the industry that already broadcast games that are waiting for spots like this, Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Color's a little different though. You kind of gotta just being good at play-by-play does not mean you're good at color, and vice versa.
100%. 100%. I don't know. I hope they find somebody good. Dallas Clark would be wild.
That'd be crazy.
After listening to him talk, I mean, they'd never get him off the broadcast. They would have to have they'd have to put a leash on him. And then finally, last topic of the day is QB2 has entered the transfer portal. Big Deke Energy will be leaving Iowa City.
Oh, this is who should be the color commentary.
We should get Deacon to just step in as our color comm guy.
Deacon, Petrus, those are my first two options.
Dude, Petrus would be so sick.
He actually,
And
I guarantee he'd be really good at it.
I'm being 100% serious. Posted to Twitter, Deacon says, Iowa, you have given me the best years of my life. I have built some of the most important relationships in my life, and I'm eternally grateful for that. This program has taught me so much about life and given me experiences that will carry on for a lifetime. I am so thankful to have been, sorry, my eye itches and I had to take my glasses off, to be able to learn from Coach Ferentz, Brian, Coach Bud, and the entire coaching staff. They have taught me so much more than just about the sport that we all love. To my teammates, you have no idea how much y'all mean to me, and I truly wish nothing but success for every single one of you. You all brought me in and made me one of your own, and I will forever be grateful for that. With all that being said, I have made the decision to enter my name in the transfer portal with 2 years of eligibility remaining. After some conversations with and deep talks with my family, I feel this is what's best for my future. Thank you, Iowa, for everything. Which means that we're probably looking at Iowa grabbing somebody else in the portal. Like, if we don't, then Marco Lainez is our number 2. And Cade isn't even healthy yet. So I have to imagine. Sorry, I can take that out there. I have to imagine that that the old staff there in Iowa City has a plan for this, or they got eyes on somebody, or they.
If I'm putting my Iowa Hawkeye GM hat on right now, you just go get the best player. It doesn't have to be a quarterback.
As far as just to fill the scholarship,
go find the best player out there that can help you this year.
Yeah, that's certainly. You think that's putting a lot of trust in Marco as our number 2.
I mean, he's going into his second year.
Yeah.
You should be developed enough to be a second-string quarterback.
I hope so. I don't know what's going to turn of this, but I hope that is the case. I hope that we don't need him. It'd be nice to just have Cade for the entire year, but he got hurt at Michigan. He got hurt last year. He's still on the mend. You got to have a backup plan. And if they've seen what they've seen from Marco and they're like, hey, I think we kind of like what we've got here. And then I think they've got the Resark guy coming in this year or this summer. And they're like, I think he's a good third option. Then, okay, let's roll. But there's definitely some conversations around that being had. So, Deacon Hill will not be the big guy. Will be taking his talents elsewhere. What do you think about that, Grant? As a fan of the team,
I liked Deacon. I thought he was a nice guy.
I thought he did everything he could of what he was asked.
I wish him well. I hope he. I'll support him wherever he goes.
Yeah, I applaud him for coming in last year and taking all the crap that he did, because
took a lot of heat.
It's been tough to be an Iowa quarterback for the last couple of years.
It's not been super easy.
The fan base, we just put him in a hole.
Yeah.
So who knows where that goes? That's tonight's episode. I'm about to eat ice cream and I don't know, watch The Voice or something. What do you got on docket tonight, Grant? Is this finals week or is it next week?
Finals week is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But I'm currently this is like senior projects
finals
and stuff. Like
do you have any actual finals or is it all projects?
I won't have any actual finals, but
that's kind of sick.
I have the next like 5-ish days. Grant's gonna be locked in.
Okay. Locked in.
We gotta stay dialed.
Sounds good.
For school.
Well, stay dialed, my friend.
I'm gonna try my best.
Good luck. We'll talk to you next time. Probably a draft recap. The draft happened this weekend, but we're an episode ahead, so we'll talk about that on Thursday. See where Cooper's going. Joe Evans, Logan Lee, couple dudes out there. Couple dudes. Talk to you next time.